Hi, hope you're having a nice lunch. You know, every day at around noon Eastern time, we do these videos and put them in your mailbox, and I hope you enjoy them. Go back to dickmorris.com to look at some of the ones we've done in the past. Today I want to talk about the fact that American Jews are turning against Barack Obama. It is about time. And I've been watching as this president has been more and more anti-Israel. And I've been waiting for the Jews, who are historically an overwhelmingly Democratic voting bloc, to break and to begin to listen to what their candidate and their president is saying. And about 2 years ago, I did a poll of Jewish Democrats in the United States. And this past week, I did a tracking poll with many of the same questions to test how their opinions had evolved over the period of time. You can get the full details of this survey on dickmorris.com. I'll be posting it on my website. The bottom line is that in 2008, Barack Obama got 78% of the Jewish vote. John Kerry, 4 years before, had gotten 74%. If the election were held today, he would get only 56% of the Jewish vote. In other words, 1 out of 4 of the Jews that voted for him in 2008 would vote against him today. And it's because of his policies on Israel. American Jews strongly support Israel. By 80-8, they reject the return to the 1967 borders. They overwhelmingly believe that if the Jews laid down their arms, there would be no more Israel, and if the Arabs laid down their arms, there would be no more war. And more than 3/4 of them assign blame for the conflict where it belongs, to the Arabs and not to Israel, that would rather just mind its own business. And when we asked people, do you think that we asked Jewish Democrats, that is, Democrats who said that they were Jewish and either always vote Democrat or usually vote Democrat, we asked them, do you think Barack Obama is unfairly biased against Israel? And 40% said yes, and 32% said no. Now, when we asked that same question 2 years before, it was an overwhelming rejection of the idea that he was biased. And when we asked people, is he too naive in thinking that he can make peace in the Middle East by giving the Arabs land, the percentage that felt he was too naive rose by over 20 points to around 60% of the Jewish Democratic sample. So they basically understand that when Israel handed over the Gaza Strip to the Palestinians, all they did was set up rocket launchers and use it to attack Israel. And they voted for Hamas, the most revolutionary of the groups. The Jews in the U.S. understand that the so-called moderate Palestinian Authority and the extremist Hamas have now merged again and embraced the Hamas extremist doctrine. And they understand that until Israel ceases to exist, the Arab and Palestinian animosity against it will continue. And that to force Israel to accept boundaries that are indefensible, 9 miles wide at the narrowest point, is to condemn it really to suicide. And it is very heartening to see that American Jews are beginning to pay attention to that. And I took this poll really with two audiences in mind. One was the national audience, to bring people up to date on Jewish opinions. The other was to send to President Obama and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. I hope that they look at this. I hope they understand it. And I hope they understand the huge political price they are paying in the United States for their anti-Israeli policies. I think it's very important that they understand that the Jewish vote will not sit supinely back and let Barack Obama throw Israel under the bus. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.